Hello and welcome to CGTN live streaming. I'm Serena.
I'm Hui'ao. We are now in the Swiss National Pavilion, the guest of honor for the inaugural Consumer Products Expo.
Yes, and we're actually drinking the milk from Switzerland.
I'm going to have a sip.
How does it taste?
Well, it tastes pretty fresh. Just like the impression we have about Switzerland, a country that is so harmonious and like a paradise.
Yeah.
What's your impression?
Yes, China and Switzerland had kept these diplomatic relations for almost 70 years, right? And then I know earlier you've talked to the ambassador to a Swiss ambassador to China. So how does it feel?
I was actually really impressed by one of his answers about why, how they feel about Switzerland being the guest of honor for the inaugural event. He said many companies have shown their interest. So it's kind of like a challenge, for them to pick some of the companies to be displaying their products here. And I think, for this live stream, we're going to have the ambassador join us so that he can give us more information and background about the pavilion as well as about Switzerland. How does it sound?
Yes, sure. And also, just for your information, this year for the inaugural expo, there are some 50 Swiss brands here on this expo. And later, as Cui mentioned, the ambassador is going to join us for the whole live streaming and introduce the finest products they brought from Switzerland.
Sounds good. Why don't we bring our
Shall we just
guest?
Yes.
Sure.
Hello, Mr. Ambassador. How are you?
Welcome to the Swiss Pavilion.
Thank you.
I saw you enjoyed it.
We enjoyed it very much. Look at the sweet Switzerland cow.
Did you sign it? Did you
Oh,
sign
we
it?
did
Oh,
it.
not yet.
You must sign it.
Okay.
Okay, well, do we have
Did you sign?
Your signature.
What do you want to write?
Your impression.
Did you sign?
Not yet. At the end.
Do you want to do the signature
At
now?
the end, I will be leaving tomorrow.
Okay. All right.
Okay, I'm going to write CGTN. How's
Yes,
this
why
sound?
not?
All right.
So we're gonna leave the CGTN mark on the Swiss cow.
I'm going to put on the date so that everyone knows this is CGTN
Yeah.
here on May 7th. All right.
Nice. So how do you feel about
milk?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very fresh.
So here we have more of a touristic corner where you can relax. So with the Swiss Alps on the background. Here is more about food and beverage. So the milk you tasted, but there are also whiskey from Switzerland.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
We know like China and Switzerland has been kept in this cooperation for so long, in terms of tourism, education, and everything. And I know, and also watch is one of the kind that
Very well known.
Exactly.
So let's move to the watches.
Sure.
Okay.
Because we know last year, like the Chinese market alone took in 2.6 million, whereas the industry's top 20 markets like Hong Kong, United States have seen decline. So it just shows the importance of the Chinese market for Swiss watches.
China has become at present the most important market for Swiss watch.
This is why we're seeing a lot of luxury
13%.
watches here.
Yeah.
Yes, Swatch for me, I had like a personal connection. I had a Swatch like when I was a little kid. It was really nice. And today is different. We're gonna do our very own kind Swatch for Mr. Ambassador, right?
Yes, here you can manage to have to choose your own swatch to figure out what is your best background and to have that produced in a few minutes. So
does that mean we're gonna have a Swatch take home with us today by
try?
the end
Shall
of
we
the
try?
live stream?
Shall we
Yes,
try?
sure.
Okay.
And we actually have someone from Swatch to join
That's
us as
nice.
well.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Renee. Nice to meet you. I come from Swatch.
Yes.
Let me introduce the Swatch by
happy
you.
that you're here.
Actually, this is the 6 canvases designed by our Chinese artists and our Swiss artists, tailor-made for Hainan Expo. So this is our Swatch by You collection.
Yes.
It's very innovative and very full of joy. So you can choose the different canvas here, and then you can move which any specific area you like. Yeah, this is one of our signature canvas.
Can I say that I love it?
Yeah, this is the panda, and we also have the cow.
This is very Chinese elements.
I find it
Very
fantastic.
cartoonish.
Yeah.
Actually, it's
And the
like
smiling panda here.
yeah,
right.
actually, it's a culture communication between two countries.
Yes.
It's like a bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I find it really good one. This one. Yeah.
Thank you. So,
Shall we try one?
sure, you can come into our room and see the printer.
Oh, okay. So if we chose the design and then we're gonna get the picture on the watch.
Yeah. You
okay.
set the order, then we can have the printer. This is the real watch for you. Yeah, you can have a try.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
To me? Or to me? You.
I can try
try.
if you don't mind. Oh my God! I have the Swiss ambassador to China putting on the swatch on my hand. Oh my! It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Yep. Oh, that's nice. I think this is one of the enjoyment when you get on this expo. You can actually customize your own taste.
For sure.
Yes. So another one for Mr. Ambassador, I guess.
You can choose whatever you want.
Oh.
Which one do you like?
Oh, this one is really good. Oh, beautiful.
What's
Looks really good.
It's
What
the
is this?
candies. It's the candies from Switzerland.
Candies. Because we know Switzerland is not just known for the watches, but also chocolate, candies, milk, pretty much everything, right? Like, what is something that you're not good at?
Oh, no.
It's a sweet country.
But in the luxury brands and the consumers brand, you are quite well off.
Right.
That's the reason why we had the honor to be invited here as country guest of honor.
Personally, I'm a big fan of Lindt, the
Lindt,
chocolate.
yeah.
I can eat it all day. Probably
But
too
how,
much.
how did you still keep so fit?
I'm not very fit, but I'm
There
just a
is
big
also
fan
some
of chocolate.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much.
My pleasure to introduce you.
Thank you. Now, shall we approaching ahead?
Well,
So shall we go that way?
we can move that way.
Yeah, we can move that way.
We are moving out and then
It's okay.
out and in.
We can take a round tour.
Yes. Don't worry, we won't get lost.
Actually, this is one of the most popular pavilions here. Like earlier, it was packed because there was a press conference being held here.
So someone wants a massage, I guess.
Lay down. Look.
What is that for?
I just told them that you're delayed.
What? Can you tell us more about this? What's this? It's a massage bag.
Well, I am not from the company. You have to ask the company.
Oh, okay. Have you tried?
I have tried at the CIE. Yes,
Okay.
Yeah.
How was
it's a very good fair.
It's a
very
very
good
bad. Have you tried, Mr. Ambassador?
Not yet. Not
Do
yet.
you want to give
no,
it a try?
if I lay down after such a day, I go to sleep immediately.
Okay, we still got work to do. Okay.
We can move to the Army knife here.
Yes. Which is also a very well-known brand here in
Yes, for
China.
Sure. I think it's like a lot of people have this. It's becoming sort of a necessity whenever you go and travel. You need to have an army knife because it's just so convenient.
And also, I feel like this brand is actually remind a lot of Chinese people of the Switzerland country itself because it's like so iconic.
Yeah, you're really iconic. And how long? I learned yesterday how old is the Swiss Army knife. It is from the 19th century, isn't it?
Yeah,
but there's
Victorinox was established in 1994. So the history is over 130 years.
So what kind of products have you brought this time to the expo in Hainan?
Along with the famous Swiss Army knife, we bring to the consumers the cutlery, travel gear, as well as the watches. And we also bring the consumers the reliable, well-designed the products of Wenger, a brand of Victorinox.
What kind of products do you think will pick up, popularity here in China? Because everyone knows about the army knife, but what about, like, I see you have other gears here that could be really helpful for Chinese households.
To fulfill Chinese consumers' needs and to make more relevance to local consumers, we develop and launch more special editions to Chinese consumers.
To customize for Chinese
Yes,
market.
right. So, for example, we developed and launched the special edition Swiss Army knife set to celebrate the 7th anniversary of Sino-Swiss last year.
I see.
And this product was very popular among our consumers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you have one with you?
Right, I was just going to ask.
Yeah, I have many of them, but you have always to pay attention at security check in airports because you lose quite a number of them. You have to put that in the suitcase.
Well, my dad's army knife got taken away one time by the security staff.
Yeah.
I see. Well, as I mentioned, to most of the Chinese consumers, they could be like an iconic item from Switzerland. But what does it feel for you guys in Switzerland?
No, we are very much used to that. Before being iconic, it's something practical you have in your pockets when you are a boy, and when you go making, to those beautiful mountains for one day, you use that for cutting what you're going to eat. So it's something familiar. Before being iconic, is familiar.
I see. It's like a daily gear. You just
Do you have one? I mean,
no, not yet.
Oh, I mean, I'm just going to ask about the price. Like, are they, targeting sort of the ordinary consumers, or are they pretty high end?
For the price, the normal one is about 200 RMB. So it's easy to.
$30.
Yeah.
That's reasonable. I
Yes,
think.
we offer the reasonable price products to the consumers.
I see.
And this is what we want to get across, that the inaugural Consumer Products Expo is not just all about high-end
Luxuries,
products. There are
yeah.
affordable ones like these army knives.
Exactly.
And the Swatch.
And the Swatch. Oh yeah. Oh my God. I still have the Swatch with me.
Why don't we walk that way so we can give our audience a full picture of the entire pavilion?
Exactly.
Okay.
Shall we?
Shall we?
Oh, thank you.
Please.
So you've been in China long enough to know and get a sense of the Chinese market.
2 years, it's very, very short for such a big country like China, but we try to do our best to get immersion in China and in the Chinese market as well. See, it's just our job, so we have to do that fast.
Go ahead.
Now you are willing to see the pavilion. I think this is the most beautiful part of it, because you are the pattern of the Swiss flag with this modern, innovative metal structure. I find it.
I mean,
nice.
I've asked you in the morning interview that as the guest of honor, what sort of significance does it hold for Switzerland and its enterprises?
Yes.
Can you share with our digital audience as well?
It's a great honor and a big challenge. A great honor because it is the first edition. It's a mark of confidence also made to Switzerland. I think this reflects other first moves we had with China, early recognition, free trade agreement, and so on. And on the side of the challenge, of course, once you have invited a guest of honor, you have to fill the pavilion and the surfaces. And we managed to do that because I think with 42 companies present here, more than 1,000 square meters occupied, I'm quite happy about this first day.
Yes. And I know there are over some 50 Swiss exhibitors brought their finest products here at the expo. I know it's going to be a tough decision for you, but if you have to choose one, which one you would be like recommended the most?
Don't ask me to reply this question. All of them, they are interesting in different respects. So top-end watches or even the milk, you cannot compare, but they are equally of good quality, and that explains the motto of this pavilion, Discover Swiss Quality.
Yeah.
I mean, like, for a lot of the global brands, like international companies, they usually eye on the Shanghai market or Beijing, the metropolitan. But here, where we are at is Hui'ao, the provincial capital of Hainan Province, which is known for the sandy beaches and coconut trees. What does Hainan mean for Swiss enterprises?
I think there are two main reasons. One being COVID. COVID changed the habits of customers. I was talking today with several CEOs, how to perceive the market. We are going to welcome as soon as possible Chinese tourists back in Switzerland, and they use to purchase such brands on the occasion of trips. But we feel also that their habits might have slightly changed, and Hainan is really coming very much up. And the second reason is also the willingness of the Chinese government to develop Hainan as a duty-free place. Not only that, there are additional aspects, because duty-free is one aspect. There is also a vision which goes for pharmaceutical industry, for health sector, for finance, for education, and we are keen on all of them. But today we focus on goods because it's a trade fair.
Yeah, and we know part of the reason why the expo is held here in Haikou, capital city of Hainan, is because, you know, since last June, China has launched the whole free trade port policy. Basically, it will cover the whole island in Hainan. So I was wondering, well, how do you foresee the future for Swiss companies coming to this Chinese market? What do you see there?
There are already almost 1,000 companies established in China.
Yeah.
But there are additional opportunities for them in the sectors I was mentioning. For instance, take pharmaceutical. You have the opportunity to bring here new medicaments which are in the process of being authorized in China and already, of course, approved in Switzerland. That's the first opportunity. Second one, it is going to be a major touristic point of attraction. You need to train people in order to. It's kind of an important discipline, no, to bring how to welcome people. And we have some of the most outstanding hotel schools in Switzerland, and they already signed agreements in order to put up facilities in Hainan. That's the second one. The finance, it's a more complex issue, but there is a willingness from the side of the Chinese government and maybe the possibility also to develop besides Hong Kong, besides mainland China, which is coming up now for the financial sector for Switzerland, also Hainan.
I mean, a lot of the Chinese folks I talked to have mentioned that they just so much hope the pandemic is over so they can visit Switzerland, such a beautiful country again, including myself. You know, I've been there once and
Have
I
you
was,
ever been?
yes, I was very, very impressed. I like a lot of the places, the snow mountains, lakes. It's just a place full of natural sceneries and charm.
Yes.
We hope that very much. It's high time now to re-establish free circulation of people. We got used to virtual meetings, but there is no such a thing as meeting in person. It's also something we cannot replace, and I was very happy to meet you in person at the Swiss Pavilion in Hainan.
Impersonal communication
Connections.
is different. It's just unparalleled.
Yeah, I mean, Switzerland is already like one of the top on the travel list for most of the Chinese travelers, right? So if you want to choose one of the Chinese tourist cities, which one would you go?
Chinese tourist cities? Oh, there are many. There are many. The city of Beijing, where I live, Shanghai is a very nice spot. I was recently in Chengdu, also a very lively place. I spent some time invited by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Yunnan as well. There are many.
You do know China well.
We try to travel as much as possible. Yeah. Despite COVID, but one needs to get, to feel the country where he is. Guangzhou is also unique.
Is this your first time here in Hainan?
It is the second time.
Second time.
But unfortunately, I never came so far for tourism, always for occasions like this. But the next one is going to be purely for tourism.
Do you think Hainan is beautiful or touristic enough to attract Swiss visitors?
I haven't seen enough yet of Hainan as a touristic spot. I've seen the mountains where the Olympic Games are going to take place, and the slopes which I tested are really, I had a lot of fun on them. There is potential there too. Yeah.
I'm glad you enjoyed living in China, though.
Well, I'm just impressed that in the span of 2 years, he's already been to more places than I have, which is very impressive.
The time is short, so we run.
Well, we encourage our audience, if you get a chance, maybe not this year, but maybe next year, you can come visit the Swiss National Pavilion, because this is going to be an annual event from now on. People from all over the country should come see the luxury brands that you have always desired to have.
Yeah, imagine you don't have to travel abroad, but you basically see the world here.
Yeah. So thank you very much to CGTN to give to your audience the possibility to get to know the Swiss Pavilion. It's a great honor to us, welcome to host you here, and thank you for this channel you provide us
Thank
with.
you so much
I mean,
for
we've already
joining us.
put down our signature
Oh, yeah.
here. We've left our mark
Yep. May the 7th.
on the sweet cow, which represents the beautiful nation of Switzerland. I think that does it for our live stream. We had a great tour, and thank you, Mr.
Thank you
Ambassador.
so much,
Great
Mr.
tour.
Ambassador.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Keep in touch. All right. Bye. All right. I think we can just wrapping up our live stream.
For sure. I mean, stay tuned for more of our CGTN's coverage at the inaugural Consumer Products Expo.
Yeah, for the following days, we'll be touring around the rest of the pavilions. You will
Including
be
the food pavilion, which I'm super excited about. I'm a foodie. I'm going to taste all of the samples.
and also the fashion, the jewelry, and everything. And if you have any questions or messages, just leave all your questions and comments on all of our social media platforms. We will try our best to get back to you as much as we can.
All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to our live stream. I'm Hui'ao.
I'm Serena. See you next
See you
time.
next time. Bye.